have sealed the servant of our God in their forehead.
Sealed the servant of God in their forehead. Knowledge. Sealed. We're going to be sealed. Understanding where to be at the right time. But if you ain't got no knowledge, you won't be sealed. You're going to be running for your life. And some are going to die for this. But we know, as understanding what's going to happen when this abomination desolation sits in the temple, we're going to be in the wilderness. Protected with them angels all around us. Well, jump down to verse 9. Go ahead.
After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindred, and people and tongue, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
See, this is the other nation that came out of the great tribulation. These are the ones that came out of the tribulation, didn't make it in. They're going to have some people come out of there, but it's going to be hard for them. Very hard after these trumpets have blown. We're going to skip 14. Well, go do 14. That'll clear it up a little bit. Interpretation of 9. Go ahead.
And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
Yes, sir. Those are the ones. That's interpretation that coming out of the great tribulation. So what did that tell the people that looking for a rapture? You cannot get a rapture until all these people go through the tribulation. If you want to use rapture. Ain't no rapture. You're going to be raptured until every last one of these seals of these 7 trumpets are blown. Every one of them got to come to pass. Now let's go to Revelation chapter 8. Revelation chapter 8 and deal with this. The wrath of Jesus. Revelation chapter 8, and we'll start at verse 1. What I got on that? Okay, give Revelation chapter 8, I promise. We'll start at verse 1 and 3. Go ahead.
And when he had opened the 7th seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of a half an hour.
He said when you open the 7th seal, there was silence in about a half an hour. Go ahead.
And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets.
See, here come these trumpets. Here come these trumpets. The same trumpet, they're not saying the same. The same way he told Joshua and them to take Jericho, they had 7 trumpets. And they had 7 priests. Just the same way that the angels, they got 7 trumpets. They got 7 priests. The same MO, the same method God uses every time. Go ahead.
And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne.
Yes, sir. Jump down to verse 6.
And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sign.
So they're preparing themselves to sign. Well, let's see what happened to these 7. Let's see what happened when these 7 trumpets are blown. Let's jump down. Let's go to Revelation chapter 15 and verse 1. We're going to get back to Revelation chapter 8. You got to do this thing in order. Revelation chapter 15. We'll start at verse 1. Let's understand a little bit more about these trumpets. We're going to do 1 and jump to 6. We're going to bring it all together. Go ahead, brother.
And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God.
See, 7 plagues, 7 veils, all these things are trumpets. The same thing. Are full of the wrath of God. He's going to unleash this upon the earth. Jump down to verse 6.
And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen.
Yes, sir.
Having their breasts girded with golden girdles.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vessels, full of the wrath of God, who liveth forever and ever.
These 7 angels got a job to do, which is to blow. Go ahead.
And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. No man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled.
See, all these 7 plagues or these 7 trumpets must blow. They must blow. He said, no man shall be able to enter the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. So this got to go, it's got to be fulfilled before Jesus even hit this earth to take us with him. It's got to be fulfilled. And we just laying some foundation with this so you understand what's going on. Now let's go back to Revelation chapter 8. We just deal with verse 7. Revelation chapter 8 and verse 7. I'm just giving you some foundation. Now we get into the destruction of these trumpets. Let's see what they do. Revelation chapter 8 and verse 7. Go ahead.
The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up.
So this angel is unleashing hail of a size, when the Bible says this hail is going to be the size of a 100-pound ball of fire. They're going to destroy them. Going to destroy a part of the trees and will burn up in all the green grass of the earth. Don't tell them what this first angel going to do. He's going to announce them to go destroy this. Go ahead.
And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood.
Third part of the sea became blood. This is what's going to happen to the sea. And understand, when the sea, third part of the animals is going to be died, so food's going to be scarcely right now. It's going to be scarcely. This is all going to happen before Jesus comes. Let's go back to Revelation chapter 16. We're coming back to that. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 1. I'm doing this for a reason now. It's drawing everything together, doing it one by one. All these angels will sound the trumpet, and once that first trumpet is sounded, and the second trumpet is sounded, things are going to happen. Revelation chapter 16, we're going to start at verse 1. Go ahead.
And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the veil of the wrath of God upon the earth.
Now this is the veil of the wrath of God. And pay close attention to this, because most people going to get caught up in this tribulation. They're not going to believe this Bible. They're going to take their mark. Go ahead. Listen what the Lord going to do to them. Go ahead.
And the first went and poured out his veil upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worships his image.
This fell a nuisance, grievous sore upon them, the ones that take this mark. I understand this beast said, you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have my mark. So you trying to buy some food, you ain't gonna be able to do it. So you got to take the mark in your right hand or your forehead. But God said, if you do that, I'm going to punish your body. I'm going to punish your body. And you're going to be tormented for a while. Let's go to Revelation chapter 8. Go back to Revelation chapter 8 and verse 13. We lining it up. Revelation chapter 8, excuse me, verse 8. Revelation chapter 8 and verse 8. We're going in order. So you better be careful and have this knowledge in your head, especially young kids, especially these people who really don't have a grasp on the book and think God is playing. Well, I can serve God too and take this mark in my right hand. I can serve God too and take this and that. No, you can't do that. Either you right or wrong. Don't fool yourself. Verse 8. Go ahead, brother. Revelation 8, verse 8.
And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood.
Yes, sir.
And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed.
Can you imagine that? Third part of the animals in the sea died, and the ships. This is gonna happen when this second trumpet blown. And you telling these people that they're gonna be saved from this, they're gonna be raptured out of here. You lying to them. You prepare them for death. You ain't giving them the opportunity to escape this. And you can escape this if you're in a place of safety. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 10. And the third angel sounded. There fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters.
Yes, sir. This great star gonna fall. It's gonna be burned upon the lamps, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and the fountain. Go ahead.
And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. Many men died of the waters.
One more time. Go ahead.
Because they were made bitter.
They were made bitter. So all this stuff gonna happen in the water, and it's gonna make water bitter. So you ain't gonna have water enough to drink at this time. But the one in the wilderness, we're gonna have springs of water. We're gonna have vegetation. We're gonna be in like a resort, chilling, looking at all this. But the ones that don't make it, who think God playing, who just taking this off willy-nilly, they're gonna be experiencing this. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise.
So you're gonna destroy a third part of the moon and the stars, but you telling me this thing gonna be secret? God, Jesus gonna come back and give us all this earth? Ain't nobody gonna know. And we're gonna be going as we speak. Just living the same way. Look at these crazy movies that they put out, Left Behind. And these folks actually believe these people because they got money. It's not going by the Bible. This stuff is not gonna be secret. This some deadly stuff. This some scary stuff to me. Verse 13, go ahead.
And I beheld, heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels, which are yet to sound.
Now he said, whoa, whoa, that means one. You got 3 more that yet to sound. We did 4, but now we got these other deadly ones we got to do. Let's go to Revelation chapter 9 and verse 1. Revelation 9 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit.
Understand this star is Satan. Star, he fell from earth. Remember Jesus said he fell to the earth? As a star, he fell to the earth. And he given the key to the bottomless pit. Meaning that he gonna run these militaries himself to get this war together. Go ahead, brother.
And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit,
Yes, sir.
as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air was darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth had power.
Now understand this is John telling this in his day. This is military warfare. You talking about scorpions. You talking about scorpions, look at tanks. You talking about locusts, you look at helicopters and flying planes. This is what he's telling you about this star having control over these beasts, which is people. This is military warfare. That's all it is. Go ahead. Verse 4.
Verse 4. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their forehead.
So they're going to hurt the ones that ain't have the seal of God in their forehead. This going to be chemical warfare. They're going to spray chemicals on these people. Y'all see it over there in Syria today. These people are just laying on the ground, foaming at the mouth. They can't do nothing because these chemicals took over their body. This same stuff going to happen. He giving this power to this military, and they're going to spray chemicals all on you. They're ones that don't have the seal of God. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 5. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months.
See, when they spray this chemical warfare, they're going to be tormented for 5 months. Can you imagine you having them chemicals on you in pain, suffering for 5 months? That's a long time. If you do it right, you want to experience it. But if you believe in these dumb Christians inside the Sunday churches thinking that you're going to be raptured out of here, you will experience this. God's word don't lie. Read that over.
And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months.
Yes, sir.
And their torment were as the torment of a scorpion.
Yes, sir.
When he striketh a man.
Now you understand, when a scorpion strikes you, you almost feel like you died. That's why he gives you some symbolism saying a scorpion strike. When a scorpion strike you, you got a minute, you got less than a little while before you die. Period. If you don't get no antidote. But God gonna make sure that these scorpions, which is this scorpion talking about, these military people, strike you with this chemical warfare and tormented you for 5 months. 5. Go ahead, bro.
And in those, verse 6.
Yes, sir.
And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die. Death shall flee from them.
So what do they tell you? They can't die. This chemical is on these people, this military warfare chemical is on the people. They cannot die for 5 months. Only way they're gonna be able to die, God got to kill them. You're gonna be tormented. If you had that mark of the beast on you, jump down to verse 11. Let's deal with Satan, man. Go ahead.
And they had a king over them.
They got a king over them. Go ahead.
Which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
Understand, Satan is an angel. An evil spirit. He was over them. He the one said, took Jesus up in the mountain and tempted him and told him he'll offer all this kingdom to him if he bow down. He's over this world. He said they had a king over them. Understand, Satan run every government in the world. Every one of them. Every one of them. We like a little small little granite of dirt in the earth. Small. Because God said the last day, these men shall fall away from the word of God. And then they fell away. But a little small few still here compared to the masses. Go ahead. He's going to tell you who this is.
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon.
Abaddon is destroyer. Go ahead.
But in the Greek tongue has his name Apollyon.
Destruction. This is what he's going to do. He's going to destroy and he's going to call destruction upon this whole earth. This is his name. This is this star that had over this bottomless pit, meaning over these nations, this military. Go ahead. Let's deal with these wars. Go ahead. Verse 12.
1 war is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God.
Yes, sir.
Saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet.
These 6 angels got the trumpets. Go ahead.
Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
I wonder why he said, made it clear to you to see the river Euphrates. That's all over there close to what Africa, what Israel, Africa them is, and it's like a divide between Russia and their allies and all on that side, and what Israel is. He said he gonna tell this angel to do something with this river. Go ahead.
And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, to slay the third part of men. This angel, when he loosed these people, he gonna slew a third part of men. When the Euphrates River gonna go down, gonna dry up, they're gonna make way for this army, this 200 million man army to come through and destroy everything they see. Go ahead, he's gonna tell you, verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
Y'all know how much that is? 200 million. We talking about Gog and Magog, which is Russia. China, Korea, all them gonna be on one side as allies. This is east against west. And he's gonna dry this up and it's gonna become Armageddon at this time. This great war. Go ahead, bro.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Understand, this is military equipment. We talking about over 2,000 years ago. He tried to do the best way he can explain this as lions, as horses. Military equipment with fire coming out of their mouth. But you know, we got a lot of people who won't go to Revelation because they don't understand it. If they go in here, they're going to tell a different story than what it's supposed to be. You got to get some understanding with this. It took me a while to preach on this. A long time. Because I'm thinking like, you got horses shooting fire out? I'm thinking about the movies. I'm thinking like Puff the Magic Dragon or somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time I seen fire come out of somewhat of a horse mouth. So we talking about military warfare here. Verse 18. This is what they're going to do. This military. Go ahead.
By these three was the third part of men killed.
A third part of men gonna be killed by this when he make way for these kings to come over. Go ahead.
By the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouth.
So it's gonna be military destruction, man. All from that part, from the east side going over to the west side. Gonna be destruction. Let's go to Revelation chapter 16. Revelation chapter 16, verse 12. Let's look at this 200 million man army and see what they do. That he gonna tell these angels to loosen in the Euphrates River, meaning dry it up. Revelation chapter 16, we're gonna start at verse 12. Go ahead.
And the sixth angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
So I told you, don't dry that water up. You go on your internet or your computer or wherever you want to go on your phone, and you're going to find out where the river Euphrates at, and you look at all the nations on the other side of that. That's who's going to come over here. That's who's going to come over here and do all destroy. From everybody from that north side, over there, Russia, China, Korea, and all of them, they're going to band together and make a 200 million man army. This is when the trumpet blown, the sixth trumpet. Go ahead, bro.
And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon.
Understand this, when you talking about the dragon, that's Satan. He said, I saw three unclean spirits, meaning they had unclean conversation. He's talking about, it's a conversation between him and his people, which are these nations. They having a talk about what they're going to do to these people upon the earth. Go ahead.
And out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
So he talking to them, telling them how to carry out this war. Go ahead.
For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty.
Who battle is it? God Almighty. Understand that the Lord uses whoever he wants. And he using these people to carry out his great battle. The great battle of the Lord. This is what he told us from Genesis all the way to Revelation. It's all in the Bible. You just got to pick it out. You got to rightly divide. Go ahead.
15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watches, keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame.
Please understand that. He talking about your garments, your righteousness, what you have on, your righteousness. He said, behold, I will come as a thief. Blessed is he that watch. And this is what we're doing. We're watching from the scriptures into the word. So we know what's going on. We understand when they build that third temple in Jerusalem what to do. We watching. He said, those that are in that third temple, when the abomination of desolation sitting in the temple of God, he told us to flee. Get out of here. Leave everything. But if you're not watching, you'll say, man, no, I can't leave. I just bought me a new house. I just bought me a new car. I just bought all this stuff. I ain't finna leave this stuff. Just because Jeff in the barbershop telling you to do this? No, I ain't telling you to do the book telling you to do that. Because it's going to be a war. Go ahead, verse 16.
And he gathered them together to a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon.
That's that great war, Armageddon. Armageddon. Let's go to Joel chapter 2. Let's look at that battle. Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. This is for your knowledge so you'll be prepared mentally. So when this stuff hit, you can count it down. You can say, oh, that about to happen. The first trumpet will be blown, so he about to send his hail to the earth and destroy all the waters. The seas and all that stuff. In the second trumpet happen, you can be able to run this thing down because he said, I'm not a man that I will lie. If I say I'm going to do in this book, I'm going to do it.
You can't lie.
No, sir. Joel, right after Daniel and Hosea. Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Understand, these trumpets mean a whole lot in the scripture. You just got to line it up and make sure you understand what reason, why he uses these trumpets. He announces something. He warning us of something. And this time he warns us of the destruction that is coming upon this earth when these 7 angels are going to blow. That's why we celebrate the more you're blowing the trumpets. Say, Lord, we understand what you're going to do to this earth. We understand because we're reading. Let's look at this war. Go ahead, verse 1.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Yes, sir.
Sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
So he tells you, blow this trumpet in Zion. Understand, everything is happening off of Jerusalem. Off of Jerusalem. And we got to start looking at stuff from Jerusalem, how it's supposed to happen to us all over the world. It starts in Jerusalem first. Go ahead, bro. All right.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Yes, sir.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
The day of the Lord coming. Go ahead.
A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountain. A great people and a strong, there has not been ever the like. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
See, he's talking about that in Revelation chapter 16. We're talking about a 1,000,000. It's talking about that 200 million man army. He said it's never been an army like that. Never. You never will see one like that again. He said it's going to be a gloomy day because these armies going to destroy everything in their path. Everything. And they're not going to be asking for no money or anything. You know, a lot of Americans, a lot of people out of the world, that they can buy their way out of stuff. You can't buy your way out of this.
Come on, bro.
You can't. You got to be in a place of safety. You got to be. Go ahead, brother. Verse 3.
Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them.
Look at what this army is doing. He said a fire devoureth before them.
And behind them a flame burning.
Yes, sir.
The land is as the garden Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
You understand what he's talking about there? He said before them it looked pretty. But when they hit it and go through it, it's going to be like a desolate wilderness. It's going to be straight destruction. They're going to destroy everything. Everything. So understand, when they come in, this 200 million man army come into play, they're going to destroy it all. You're going to find out they're going to destroy housing, they're going to rape women, they're going to do it all. They're going to do it all. Go ahead. Jump down to verse 10, excuse me.
The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
That's the time we never see. And it's going to come up at that time. So how does that sound like a secret rapture? Go ahead.
And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army,
Wait a minute, who army?
his army.
So we mean to tell me the Lord is bringing his army past here? Yes. He already told you this is going to happen. That's his army that's coming through here. It's 200 million man army. Read that over.
The Lord shall utter his voice before his army,
Yes, sir.
for his camp